What's up, guys? This is Storm, and welcome to another gaming news week. We got a couple of news to go over, so without further ado, let's get on with the news. There was a Reddit post going around about somebody who worked at Warhorse Studios. You don't know who they are. They are the ones behind the game of Kingdom Come Deliverance, who was nominated at the Game Awards of last year and stuff. And he came out and said, "Hey everyone, my name is Max H. I've been working at Warhorse Studios since July 2022 as a Zizek English translator." I'm probably mispronouncing that, but pretty much he was a language translator for the game and stuff. And he was also an editor. He primarily worked on Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and the DLCs, including dialogues, quest logs, item names, various other things, as well as some occasional marketing materials here and there. Simply put, if you ever play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 in English, you quite likely seen my work. But as of March 27th, he had no notice whatsoever of him being fired. He was just called in for a meeting and promptly told that in an effort to make a company more effective and save finances as of next month, his position would be obsolete in favor of using an AI for translations going forward. And it's pretty outrageous. Like, he worked there for like 4 years. And he's being replaced for AI translations and stuff. Of course, you could guess this caused a big old, not really a big old storm, but it did cause an uproar when this news came out that people are honestly saying they would not support Kingdom Come Deliverance or Warhorse Studios' future project because of this, because people don't like AI how it potentially could be used. Like, yeah, we had instances like AI is not that bad depending on how is it being used, but this is the thing what people are afraid that it would happen, that people losing jobs in the effort to use AI to make cutbacks and all that pretty much jazz. It's the same thing that was going on when DLSS5 was announced, and people was using this could potentially have people lose jobs over this, and that potentially could happen in the future and stuff. We're kind of hoping as of right now we don't get to that point, but it is a strong possibility that we can. And so far, this is the first step that we're seeing. A guy who worked there for 4 years, unfortunately lost his job. I'm hoping that he could make a comeback and find a position elsewhere and stuff. But it's just the fact they call him into a meeting to say, yeah, your job is obsolete. We're going to be using AI going forward to do your job. And it's pretty much sucks. Like, because who's to say this person didn't have to move to work here and stuff, and now he's out of job? Like, what's he gonna do for income and stuff? So that's where we are at right now. Hopefully this doesn't continuing happen going through the industry and stuff, because as of right now, the industry is not the best. So the last thing we need to hear is like people who have these jobs are losing them because the company wants to cut costs and use AI. March 28th was the official 24th anniversary of the Kingdom Hearts series, and to fans' surprise that Square Enix or none of the Kingdom Hearts social media pages have not said anything about it, which have a lot of people confused and wondering what is happening, because why they're not talking about or celebrating the 24th anniversary. But literally a day later, Tetsuya Nomura have gracious revealed a new artwork to celebrate the 24th anniversary of the Kingdom Hearts series that showed young Xehanort standing in the rain with an umbrella with Japanese hydrangeas, flowers in the corner, with a message saying they're preparing a trailer for, not a trailer, but it pretty much said, we are currently working hard towards the 25th anniversary. Thank you for your support, Tetsuya Nomura. With that message, it pretty much giving fans belief that we're gonna get something big Kingdom Hearts related news for the 25th anniversary, which would be next year. So it's been a good while since we have any news regarding Kingdom Hearts 4. The first time it was revealed in 2022, and it had been radio silent since. We got like a image dump of basically images for Kingdom Hearts 4 on May 14 of 2024, I believe, or was it 2025? Anyway, we got images of Kingdom Hearts 4 when the announcement of the Kingdom Hearts Missing Link got canceled, which was going to be their app game. But unfortunately, that got canceled, and tried to remedy the bad news. They gave us some images of Kingdom Hearts 4, which showed like a couple of new images of new Heartlesses, a little bit more updated look of Sora, and potentially King Mickey in the realm of Quadratum. But ever since then, it had been radio silent, so fans are pretty much at the point just frustrated on what's going on, evolving Kingdom Hearts and stuff, because this is literally the worst when it comes to getting info for Kingdom Hearts and stuff, because like when it came to Kingdom Hearts 3, we was getting news like almost every single moment and stuff. They were even at some point, I thought like they should have toned down the news for Kingdom Hearts 3, because they pretty much told us every single world that was going to be in the game and stuff. I was kind of hoping some of those would been like be a surprise, in my opinion, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 4 hopefully we'll get some for the 25th anniversary, or potentially something this year, but we just gotta wait and see. Xbox have announced their June 7th showcase, where they're going to be showing off first party and third party titles, and also there will be a Gears of War E-Day event that would take place after the Xbox showcase to finally give fans a look what they will experience in Gears of War. And they also announced that they're bringing back Xbox Fan Fest. What Xbox Fan Fest is, Xbox going to be going to different states and have people be able to come out to the event, basically try out some games, meet some of the execs, this, that, there. Basically, just a big old fans meetup for Xbox. But this was the statement from the new CEO from the Xbox division. She said, we'll begin the day with our annual Xbox game showcase, including first gameplay look and huge news on upcoming titles from our first party studios across the Xbox family, as well as our third party partners around the globe, from the biggest franchise to soon to be indie darlings. So this is pretty much awesome. There have been games that fans have been wondering what's going on with them, so we'll now be able to see Gears of War E-Day, Most likely another look of Fable, possibly. What else? Uh, State of Decay 3. What else they have? Maybe that Halo. Yeah, so the possibilities are endless what they could possibly show at this event, and fans are excited about it. This could potentially be Xbox going back to their roots of focusing on their console being at the forefront. But of course, we gotta wait and see what happens. So far, by the looks of it, they're off to a good start. I know there are some people hoping that if they will announce like certain games to be exclusive, we gotta wait and see how that turns out, because people are wondering, will Gears of War E-Day comes out on PlayStation? If not, so we'll see if it does get announced for PlayStation. Okay, I believe that's like um possibly the last TED poll for Xbox and stuff. Yeah, they brought out the Gears of War Reload for PlayStation and stuff. But I think it will solidify if any like future new Gears of War game would come out to PlayStation either as a time exclusive or day one. We'll see what they say. Report came out that an exclusive from Eidos Montreal has been canceled after a 7-year plus development that will cost hundreds of millions of dollars. We don't know what could potentially this title would have been, but the fact that it's being canceled after 7+ years in development and stuff is pretty wild. And it's kind of crazy because Eidos Montreal used to be like a pretty good, decent studio. Like, I'm curious what happened. Of course, we know they made that Guardians of the Galaxy game, which a lot of people didn't think it was gonna be good until they played it. Like, I got my hands on it, and the game was pretty fun, and so I planned on the game. My only gripe with it, I kind of wish I was able to play as the other Guardians of the Galaxy characters and stuff, instead of having them as like a command button to have them do stuff and stuff. But yeah, that's like my only gripe with it, that I wasn't able to play as the other Guardians of the Galaxy members. But they also did Deus Ex Machina and all that. The Tomb Raiders, like, they done a lot of work over the years, and the fact that they're in this kind of situation is pretty baffling and stuff. This could potentially also lead to layoffs and stuff, but so far no word on that have come out. But I know they're not happy putting all that work in and just have the game to be canceled, in my opinion. A report came out that said Disney is considering acquiring Epic Games and Fortnite. The reporter Alex Heath says Disney executives are split on the idea, and any deal will require founder Tim Sweeney to give up independency, which appears unlikely. I cannot imagine how would this go if Disney would buy Fortnite. That sounds like something that's unthinkable in a way, if it makes sense, because like what Disney would gain out of it, like, granted they probably get a lot of money from Fortnite over the years that it generated, but also, like, would they do something with it, honestly? Because you really think about, like, Fortnite have used Disney IPs over the years when it comes to their Marvel characters, Star Wars characters, and probably some other stuff that Fortnite have used as Disney IP and stuff. So it's not like Disney is unaware how Fortnite operates and stuff, but flat out owning them, that's something that is very unlikely to ever happen. Because also what they said, Tim Sweeney would have to give up independency, which they said they don't believe would ever happen. Because like because he would lose all rights to Fortnite if that's the case. But would that be a good purchase for Disney? It would generate a lot of money, but I think a lot of people are not gonna mess with it because like there's some people that don't really like Disney when it comes to certain stuff. So most likely this is like something that would never happen, but it is kind of crazy to think about it, to be honest. But like we said, they don't believe this is ever gonna happen, so we could just leave this one alone. We might hear more about this later on, but as of right now, yeah, nothing's really going to manifest out of this. Got some amazing news that two games that I'm personally looking forward to for the month of April have officially have gone gold. We got Soros and Pragmata. Both teams have announced that both their games have went gold and they're ready for their releases. Pragmata is set to release on April 17th, while Soros is April 30th, but it does have a 2-day early pre-order, and I am truly excited to get my hands on both of them. So far, I have Pragmata pre-ordered. I'm definitely gonna order Soros probably like next week. So both of them are gonna be day one. Hopefully, how my schedule is, I'll be able to get done with Pragmata so I could be fully invested into Soros, because even though Returnal wasn't like my type of game I would play and stuff, but when I play it and try it out, I did truly have fun with it and stuff, and I did beat the game. So I'm definitely looking forward to see what Soros will be able to do, and basically to see the overall difference compared to Returnal. So far from the state of play and a couple of dev diaries that the team talk about, Soros is basically the sub that was the biggest complaints about Returnal and trying to rectify it for the fans, so it could be more open to a larger player base. And I think that's a pretty cool thing. They're trying to get more people in on it and yeah, fix the issues that fans had problem with it. So looking forward to those on day one. For the month of April, the PlayStation Plus games you get are Lords of the Fallen, Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 Remastered, and Sword Art Online Fractured Daydream. Overall, pretty good games for the month of April. Never played any of these. The last time I played the original Tomb Raider game, that was since like the PS1 era. So like, pretty good deal, especially you getting all three of them. So technically, you getting like 5 games for the month of April, which is pretty nice, pretty sweet deal. And Sword Art Online, I believe like there is like an online co-op thing you could play with friends, will be fun. And Lords of the Fallen, I believe that's like a Souls-like type of game. So unfortunately, I probably won't dive into it. Like I'm very mixed when it comes to Souls games. Like I couldn't really get into like From Software Souls games, but I could play like the Neo series or games don't or games that don't play in the traditional sense of a Souls game. Like it's weird when I think about it, but yeah, I'm willing to try out Lords of the Fallen and stuff, see if it would be good. But we'll see what happens. Overall, pretty good month. Pretty good month. It was announced Sony Interactive Entertainment have acquired Cinemersive Labs. The description is with deep expertise in computer vision and machine learning, Cinemersive Labs will contribute to SIE efforts to enhance gameplay. And before everybody go all crazy, this is not a gaming studio. These guys don't make games. Basically, the reason for the purchase of them is following the acquisition. The Cinemersive Labs team will join SIE Visual Computing Group VCG and contribute to a broader effort to advancing state-of-the-art visual computing within games. This includes applying machine learning to enhance gameplay visuals, improve rendering techniques, and unlock new levels of visual fidelity for players. We look forward to welcoming the Cinemersive Labs team to SIE and continue to make PlayStation the best place to play. So overall, they're going to be enhancing video game visuals and basically a whole bunch of stuff for video games. And pretty much this is look like gearing up for the PS6 and probably also trying to advance the PS5 Pro and stuff with the whole PSSR 2.0. So there's all that and stuff. So overall, it looks like they're just gearing up for their PS6 with this. So overall, if this will be the result of us getting some really good stuff, then I'm all about it. Nexon says the current version of the first Descendant has no staying power. In a statement, they said the first Descendant's strong launch, no staying power. These are design issues that are not fixed with a patch. They require structural changes to game mechanics. You don't know what the first Descendant is basically a free-to-play kind of Destiny-like type of game and stuff. I played when it first came out and stuff, and it was pretty fun and stuff, but like eventually I got bored of it and just moved on and stuff. So I kind of agree with what they said. The game had a strong launch, just no staying power. Like, and it's not like they haven't been dropping content and stuff like new characters and stuff, but unfortunately, it's gonna take more than good-looking female characters in the game to have people constantly play it. Like the gameplay and stuff is pretty solid and stuff, but they just need more for the game and stuff. So I did saw that they said they are going to basically redo their whole roadmap that they had planned on doing, and to hopefully see they could rectify their issue with the staying power when it comes to the first Descendant, which I believe they can, because they have been putting out stuff on a cadence level that nobody can really complain of them not putting out content and stuff. It just, I guess people just want more stuff or kind of switch up the formula of what they currently doing, but we'll see how it all turns out in the end. Shift Up has announced that they have purchased the studio Unbound and there will be helping them turn bold creative vision to great games for players around the world. You don't know who's the CEO of the Unbound Studios. That is Shinji. I believe his name go by is Shinji Mikami. I believe that's how you say his name. I could be wrong. Yeah, it is Shinji Mikami. He's the head for the Unbound Studio, and also he is the creator of the Resident Evil and producer for the Devil May Cry, who kind of went off to do his own thing to make his own studio and stuff. But now he's going to be working with Shift Up and to be putting out a game that most likely is in the works right now. To be honest, this is like a big surprise announcement and stuff. It's pretty cool and stuff, and kind of curious what can they put out together and stuff. Especially when you got him who created Resident Evil with a knowledge on the Devil May Cry series, and you got Shift Up who put out Stellar Blade, in some type of way kind of plays like a, not really much like a Devil May Cry and stuff, but it does have that hack and slash kind of feel to it and stuff. But on a Souls like scale. So I'm kind of curious with him there, could they like boost up the credibility of Stellar Blade, because we already know Shift Up is working on the sequel and stuff. So it will be kind of cool what they come up with. Can't wait to see it. Alright, this one is kind of funny. The CEO from Mindseye developer Build a Rocket Boy says they are going to add a new mission to the game that will include evidence of alleged corporate sabotage. So, you don't know, the CEO of Mindseye had a pretty rough launch for their game, going from the ratings were being low, people talking about how buggy it is, and a whole bunch of stuff that came out from it, that they lost their I forgot who it was that was with them, but apparently they had somebody that they were teaming up with, and pretty much they lost the collaboration with them, thus ending the partnership. But he said that he had found evidence that they were set up to fail. Like, the game was purposely sabotaged to fail. And he didn't post any of the evidence of it yet, but now we're getting a we're going to be getting a mission that he's going to put in the game that will basically give us the evidence and all that stuff. I'm kind of curious, will he mention names of the group that did this, because that is wild and stuff. And I'm kind of curious if he's able to prove that the game was made to fail and stuff. Would people give Mindseye a try? And honestly, I was thinking about getting Mindseye and stuff. It just, all the stuff that was being said on it and stuff kind of took me out from buying it and stuff. So maybe with this redemption and stuff, and able to prove that it was sabotage and stuff, maybe people will be able to give the game a try. But we'll see how that turns out. No definitive date for it yet, but we'll probably see when in the coming days. We got a brand new trailer, a small little trailer for Starfield, going over the features that'll be coming to the PS5 version, and also saying that We're like 4 days away from the launch of it, and looking for people if they willing to pre-order. But basically, what you're gonna be getting for the new features is it will be PS5 Pro enhanced quality mode with enhanced visual fidelity. Performance mode will be at 60 FPS, a PSSR, adaptive triggers, weapon resistance, unique feel, light bar health status, DualSense speaker, audio log, ship intercom chatter, touchpad will be also used for menus, switch POV, and much more. So, what do you guys think? Are you guys looking for Starfield on the PlayStation version? If you play on the PC or Xbox, will you double dip to play on the PlayStation version? Let me know in the comments below. But overall, people who fans of Bethesda and play on PlayStation, they are looking forward to Starfield, and they will be there day one by the looks of it. But we'll see how much the game sells when it officially launches. We got a dev diary behind the team of Remedy with their new upcoming game Control Resonant, which is the sequel to the game Control. They go over talking about new gameplay aspects and what you could expect in the game, and how it overall differs from the first game. So basically, the bullet points for it is the biggest gameplay team in Remedy history for deeper RPG system, more weapon types, and more abilities. Combat is more open with vertically, unlike the locked-in rooms of the first game. Shifting gravity mechanics sets the gameplay apart. I knew when I saw it that we have something really unique and exciting here. The Arborant can switch between many different forms as you progress through the game. You can choose which form you want at the start of the game. Both of the hiss and the mold have evolved as starts with more complexity and more enemy variety. World is much more open, although not fully open world. Grapple hook up to buildings and other vantage points. Multiple save slots confirmed for separate playthroughs. Story has always been at the center of Remedy games, but when it comes to the second combat and traversal, we really go on to town with the gameplay. I will post a link to the video so you guys could listen to the discussion from the people at Remedy from themselves in the description below. I most likely will have to try out Control so I could at least understand when Control Resonant come out, because it definitely look like it could be a very fun game and stuff. So I could potentially add it to my list of games I could probably get in the future. Well, once again, it all depends when it releases. But overall, I am liking what I'm seeing of it, and it definitely fits my type of gameplay playstyle with the whole melee combat stuff. It kind of does remind me a little bit of Devil May Cry, honestly. Alright, we're gonna end off the video with this bit of news, but it looks like State of Decay 3 is alive, and they announced a alpha playtest. For anybody who wants to try out the alpha test, they are able to sign up and give it a try. For what I could tell, it looked like it takes you to a Discord thing for you to sign up to play test and stuff. But I will post a link in the description of anybody who wants to try it out and stuff. But I did saw a lot of people was wondering, this game had been in development for like seven or 7+ years right now, and they're now doing an alpha playtest. And not gonna lie, it did kind of confusing for a bit. I'm like, wait, alpha? Like, Well, I could kind of understand why they're probably in the alpha playtest, since they probably had to rework how the game originally looked and stuff. Because for what it looks like, it won't look like how State of Decay 1 and 2 is. It definitely could look like a more realistic and stuff. But we don't know to what extent, honestly. But yeah, the game is alive. Fans are excited for it. If they're announcing a playtest for it, more than likely they're probably gonna show off something for the June's showcase for it and stuff. But the playtest will go live sometime in May. So hopefully, if you're looking forward to try it out, you'll be able to get in. I saw some people trying to get in, and unfortunately, it already said like is being like it's full right now. Like you can't really get into it, but we'll see what happens. I could see more than likely they will have more than one test for State of Decay 3. They're not going to just do one, then go radio silence until the game is ready to come out and stuff. They're probably going to have like an alpha, then a beta playtest at some point. But we'll see. Well, that's all I have for you guys to say. What are you guys saying? Are you guys excited for State of Decay 3? Are you curious what this new computer engineering company that Sony got that could improve visuals when it comes to gameplay? And are you going to be watching the Xbox June showcase when it comes out on June 7th? Let me know in the comments below. This is Storm. I hope you're having an amazing weekend, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next video, and peace out.